Welcome to the deep dive. We're jumping straight into your DraftKings lineups for the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte. This isn't just another Sunday race, it's the marathon of the NASCAR season.
That's exactly right. We're talking 400 laps. 400 around Charlotte's 1.5-mile oval. And think about it this way. That's 400 chances for a driver to lead a lap or, run the fastest lap. Those are the dominator points in DraftKings. And, well, in a race this long, they can really, really make or break your lineup.
Totally. So our mission today is simple. Cut through the noise, give you the data-backed insights you need. For this specific race, this beast, we've been digging into NASCAR.com, Racing Reference, Motorsports Analytics for those advanced stats, trying to give you that edge. Okay, let's kick it off with the top tier, the big guns. High salaries, but hopefully high potential too.
Yeah, and leading that pack really has to be Kyle Larson at $11,500. I mean, the data just screams he's the premier play if you want those dominator points.
Absolutely. His speed score, that's the best among all the full-timers, right? It measures that consistent pace.
Exactly. He's just consistently fast. It's not just short bursts. And his percent of max speed, POMS, Motorsports Analytics, has it at .977. That's incredibly high.
So he's running near his peak speed almost all the time.
Pretty much. Like nearly 98% of his absolute fastest lap potential, lap after lap. And here's the kicker. The last two Coca-Cola 600s, he's led over 300 laps combined.
Wow. Okay, so why is that so significant? What does that tell us?
Well, that past dominance, especially here, it points to a few things. He's just exceptional at holding that speed on long runs. That high POMS shows it. It's probably a mix of his talent and whatever Hendrick is doing with those cars on intermediates. It just clicks.
Right. And leading that many laps means massive DraftKings points.
Huge points. And then look at his weighted average running position, WIRP, on Racing Reference. It's consistently below 5.
So he's not just near the front, he lives there.
Exactly. That's the dream for DraftKings in a race this long. Plus, the Hendrick program on these tracks, gold standard. And his PFAE, positions finished above expected, is consistently strong too. He maximizes the equipment, gets more out of it than you'd even predict based on pure speed sometimes.
Okay, so wrapping up Larson. Sounds like the most likely dominator. Laps led, fastest laps, the whole package.
Yeah, I think so. He's the safest bet for a big dominator score. You can anchor cash lineups with him, GPPs too, for that massive upside.
Makes sense. Okay, next up, $11,000 for Denny Hamlin. He always seems to be in the conversation at Charlotte. A perennial contender, you could say.
Definitely. Hamlin's stats back it up. Top 3 in weighted average running position, top 3 in speed score. So the speed, the consistency up front, it's there. And crucially for DraftKings, his PFAE, positions finished above expected, is usually positive. He tends to finish better than where he starts.
Right, like starting 10th and finishing 7th or something, those extra points add up.
They really do. And he leads laps, too.
Yeah.
He's led in 4 of the last 5 Coca-Cola 600, so he's not just riding around.
He's willing to take control.
Exactly. And don't forget the team aspect. Joe Gibbs Racing, their pit crew, is consistently one of the fastest out there. You can check NASCAR.com for those times. That's huge, over 600 miles.
Oh, yeah. Track position is king.
And his net gain-loss rating is positive, too. That means on those long green flag runs, he tends to gain spots or pull away. He moves forward.
So, boiling it down for Hamlin and DraftKings.
If he qualifies well, say top 5, he's a really strong candidate to lead early laps, maybe challenge Larson, and definitely contend for the win. History, speed, team, it's all there.
Gotcha. Moving on, William Byron, $10,500. Charlotte native. Does that, actually matter on track?
Hard to say if the hometown thing really translates, but Byron's definitely proven himself as a reliable dominator on these 1.5 milers anyway. His percent of max speed is really strong, .972. Yeah. Right up there. And his PFR, positions finished above running position, is also impressive.
Okay, PFRP. So he finishes even better than where he was actually running most of the race.
Yeah, exactly. He often finds a way to gain spots late or maximize the finish. He gets the most out of it. And just like Hamlin, good track record here, led laps in 3 of the last 4 Charlotte races. Consistent front runner.
And again, that Hendrick factor, their overall team speed, that geometric mean lap score, it's always top-notch.
Right. And Byron's success rate, how often he finishes near the front, is over 65%. That points to a high probability of not just laps led, but maybe even a win, especially if he starts near the front.
Makes sense. Okay, $10,200 brings us to Ryan Blaney. He seems kind of hot right now. Is that momentum something we should really factor in?
Oh, absolutely. Blaney is definitely on a roll, and the numbers support him being an elite play here. His ARP and WARP on intermediates, both consistently top 3. He runs up front.
And his ability to move forward during those long green flag runs is really noticeable, right? That net gain-loss rating is super positive.
Yeah, it's really strong. That forward movement is just vital in a 400 lapper.
Yeah.
Even if he doesn't qualify P1, he can make up ground. His success rate's over 70%, and Team Penske always brings fast cars and a great pit crew. That's another plus.
So the outlook for Blaney in the 600.
I'd say he's a really strong bet for a top 3, and leading a good chunk of laps, maybe in those middle stages, he's got the whole package clicking right now.
Okay. Christopher Bell, $10,700. You called him a sneaky dominator candidate. What needs to happen for him to hit that ceiling?
Yeah, sneaky is the word. The key is qualifying. He needs to start up front. If he does, though, look out. His ARP and POMS are elite. The raw speed is definitely there. Plus, his gain rating, which specifically tracks gains on long runs, is positive. He gets better as a run goes on.
And we know those Toyotas have been fast on the mile and a halves. Plus, another quick JGR pit crew, right? Minimizing time on pit road.
Exactly. Quick stops help maintain that track position. And his recent Charlotte history is interesting, too. He keeps finishing better than expected here. So, yeah, if he qualifies well, avoids trouble, he's a solid anchor. Maybe a mid-tier price anchor, but with real dominator upside.
All right, let's shift down a bit. Mid-tier price range. Tyler Reddick kicks us off at $10,000. Always seems like he has high upside. What drives that?
Well, it's that aggressive style, isn't it? Combined with really strong speed metrics, speed score, PMS. He definitely has a high ceiling. He's got a top 10 average running position here, and everyone knows about his restart moves. He's not afraid to send it.
Yeah, he can gain spots in a hurry. And Toyotas overall seem to have found something lately. Their average geometric mean lap scores are up. His net gain loss is positive, too.
Right. So if Reddick qualifies near the front, maybe top 5, top 6, he could absolutely lead laps, maybe challenge for a podium. The speed's there, and he'll take the chances.
Okay. Chase Elliott, $9,500, often seen as Mr. Consistency. What did the stats say about his Charlotte potential?
Consistency is definitely the word. High success rate, positive PFAE, positive PFRP. He just reliably gets the most out of the car, finishes better than he starts, better than he runs sometimes. Solid.
And a good Charlotte record, too, right? 3 top 5s in the last 5 races here. That kind of floor is valuable in DraftKings, even if he's not the biggest dominator.
Exactly right. Plus, Hendrick car, super fast pit crew, helps maintain track position, and his net gain loss is positive, so he tends to gain on long runs. Maybe less likely to dominate like Larson or Byron, but he's a very safe floor play. High floor, but still with genuine top 3 upside. A good base for points.
Okay, let's dig into some more mid-tier guys. Kyle Busch, $8,800. Former champ, always seems like a threat at Charlotte. Does the data still show that?
It really does. His speed score is still elite. The raw speed is there. And his PFAE is strong. He still outperforms his starting spot pretty often. And look, he's led laps here in 3 of the last 5 races. His net gain loss is positive, still capable of moving forward.
And haven't the RCR pit stops been looking a bit better this year?
Yeah, they have shown some improvement on their average times. That can definitely make a difference in a long race like this. Every second counts.
So if Kyle Busch qualifies, say, top 10, what's the play?
If he starts up front like that, he's a strong candidate for both place differential points and potential laps led. Talent and history are still there.
Ross Chastain next, $9,000. High variance seems like the right description. Huge upside, but also risk. What do the analytics say?
Yeah, high variance nails it. His gain rating is high. He can gain spots, but so is his last rating. That reflects the aggression. His POMS is just a tick below the elite guys, and his PFAE is actually slightly negative, interestingly. Doesn't always finish better than expected.
So maybe not the guy you rely on for steady domination.
Probably not sustained green flag domination. Yeah. He's more likely to gain spots through, aggressive moves, strategy, restarts, but the upside is there if things get chaotic. He could definitely steal some laps.
Gotcha. Alex Bowman, $8,000. Seems like a pretty steady hand. What are his prospects?
Bowman's ARP and PFR are both consistently positive. He's usually a solid bet for a top 10 finish. Just reliable. Brings it home.
But maybe not the guy you pencil in for a bunch of dominator points.
Correct. Less likely for dominator points, but he's a relatively safe mid-tier option, especially if he qualifies mid-pack. That Hendrick equipment provides a good floor, and his GRLR is positive too. Holds his own on long runs.
Okay. Chris Buescher, $8,600. What are the key stats for him?
With Buescher, look at the positive POMS and the positive net gain loss rating. That shows solid speed and that he tends to gain spots on intermediates throughout a run. His ARP is just hovering outside the top 10, and he finishes better than his starting spot more often than not recently. shows he outperforms.
And RFK Racing, they've been showing improvement too, right? Pit crew solid.
Yeah, definitely improving. Above average pit crew, helps maintain track position. He's a strong mid-tier choice if you're targeting finishing position points. Maybe less likely for laps led, though.
All right, last one in this group. Brad Keselowski, $7,600. That price is kind of tempting for roster building. What do the numbers look like?
Yeah, the price makes him interesting. His speed score has improved lately. Success rate's over 60%, so he often beats expectations. RFK pit crew is strong, like we said, for Buescher, and Keselowski's own net gain loss is positive. He moves forward during green flag runs.
So good at gaining spots.
Well, exactly. He's just a savvy driver, knows how to gain track position, could even lead laps through pit strategy, you know. He's a strong mid-tier play for both cash and GPPs because of that potential.
Okay, value time. Digging for those diamonds in the rough. Drivers price lower who can outperform and free up salary. Let's start with John Hunter Nemechek. Very nice price at $5,700. Why is he a strong value?
Nemechek is definitely one to circle if you need salary relief. He's shown a top 15 average running position pretty consistently, and his net gain loss is positive. He tends to move forward. His PFAE is also strong, often finishes better than expected, kind of punches above his weight class, you know.
And in a Toyota, which we know can have speed on these tracks sometimes.
Exactly. So if Nemechek qualifies, say, 20th or worse, huge potential for place differential points. Could easily snag a top 15 finish. Great salary saver with real upside.
Noah Gragson, $6,800. What are we seeing from him in this value tier?
Gregson's ARP has been trending up. Speed score getting closer to the field average. Looks like he's adapting to Cup. His PFAE is positive. Net gain loss slightly positive. So he does have that ability to move up during the race.
So again, it's about that qualifying spot. Potential for place differential if he starts deep.
That's the play. If the salary stays low and he qualifies poorly, Gregson offers good value for place differential and maybe even a decent finish. Could surprise.
Zane Smith, $5,800. Another budget option. What makes him stand out?
Smith has flashed a mid-teens ARP at times, and his GRLR is positive, so he shows potential to move up. If he starts outside the top 20, yeah, he's a very appealing value for place differential. Every spot gained counts big at that price.
And he's known for being pretty aggressive on restarts, right? Could that lead to some quick gains or fast laps?
Absolutely. That aggression can be a double-edged sword, but it can also lead to quick bursts of speed, gaining multiple spots. Adds to his upside in a long race with lots of restarts.
Justin Haley, $5,600. What's his potential here?
Haley's ARP and WROP are usually in the 20s, but UT, his success rate is near 50%. He does occasionally outperform where he starts. If he starts way back, he might be a low-owned value play, just needs to gain some spots, stay out of trouble. That's what you hope for at this price.
And I heard his team's working on pit strategy. Could help in a long one like the 600.
Yeah, any improvement there could help him gain or keep track position, especially late when things get strategic.
Eric Jones, $6,500. Veteran driver, good rep, value potential.
Jones is definitely savvy, often gets more out of the car than you'd think. His net gain loss is positive. POMS is above average for this price range.
So if Legacy Motor Club brings a decent car, he could be a solid play.
Absolutely. If there's some speed in the car, Jones could crack the top 10. That would be great value at $6,500. Frees up salary for those studs.
Carson Hocevar, the rookie, $7,200. Shown some flashes. Could Charlotte suit him?
For a rookie, Hocevar's gain rating is actually pretty strong. Positive PFAE too. His POMS is improving. He could be a sneaky good punt play if you really need salary relief and don't mind some risk.
And he seems willing to gamble on strategy sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. Team shows occasional speed. He's not afraid to roll the dice. Could lead to a surprise finish. Great GPP potential if it hits.
Last one in value, Daniel Suarez, $6,900. What's his outlook?
Suarez has a mid-teens ARP, slightly positive PFIRP. Makes him a solid value if he qualifies in the back half. He does have a past top 10 here, and Trackhouse keeps improving on intermediates. He's kind of a sneaky value for both cash and GPPs, I think.
Okay, awesome analysis. Let's wrap it up with some key strategy tips for actually building these DraftKings lineups for the 600. What are the main takeaways?
Number one, with 400 laps, you absolutely have to target at least 2 potential dominators. Guys who can lead a lot of laps and get fastest lap points. Based on everything, Larson, Byron, Hamlin, Blaney look like the best bets for that. Need exposure to at least 2 of them, I'd say.
Right. And place differential seems huge in a race this long. Lots of time to move up or down.
Huge. So look for those drivers we mentioned with strong PFAE and positive GRLR, especially if they qualify poorly but have shown top 10 speed potential. Those are your differential targets.
On the flip side, Any drivers or stats to generally avoid or fade?
Yeah, generally be cautious with drivers who have consistently negative GRL numbers and low POMS. They tend to go backward during the race and just lack the speed for significant upside.
Okay. And for building those tournament lineups, those GPPs, where you're shooting for the big win.
For GPPs, I like pairing some of the safer guys, like maybe an Elliott or a Butcher, for a solid floor with some higher upside, maybe riskier plays like a Reddick or even the value guy like Nemechek. Gives you that solid base, but also the potential for a massive score if those riskier plays hit their ceiling.
Fantastic stuff. That was a really deep dive into the Coca-Cola 600 for DraftKings. Hopefully these insights really help you build some winning lineups this weekend.
Absolutely. And remember, keep a close eye on qualifying. That starting position is going to drastically change the place differential picture for a lot of these guys, especially the value plays. Good luck, everyone.
Yeah, definitely watch qualifying. For more stats, last-minute thoughts, and future deep dives, make sure you follow us on social media, subscribe wherever you get your audio. Now, all that's left is to sit back and see who conquers 600 miles and takes the checkered flag.